Hello, Francisco. Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Ed.
My pleasure. Kind of different over the last few weeks. I got flu and I couldn't talk last week. I could talk, but I was,
Like wheezy.
yeah, it was really bad. I mean, I'm way better today, but it still sounds like I'm sick. But what are you going to do? You know, it takes a while to get over everything. But yeah, so last week I couldn't talk to any of my clients. Luckily, I have assistants who could do that. But, it's not the same as when I do it.
Yeah, a little bit more hands off and everything. But it's good, though. Hey, you're all back in full swing. Still doing it.
Yeah, sorry, my cord was all wrapped up. Yeah, I'm still trying to do it. Even though I was still working, I just wasn't talking to people.
Yeah,
because I was told to rest my voice.
Yeah,
and so I tried anyway. And if this flu is a little different than the last one, and I won't get into the whole thing, but we'll move on. All right, so the market's changing. Rates are improving because we have banks that are failing because of what the Fed has done, which is raised interest rates. And then the short term that all the banks were invested in, how they do everything, is hurting them because of what's going on. And so now the Fed has to step in and save some of these banks.
Right. No, and as we consider that, because like we've been talking about in the past shows, and even, I mean, for me going out, and having showings and things like that over these past few weeks, and I inquire and check in, sometimes it's not even that the buyer's like super serious, but they're just like, oh, we want to see where it's at. And things are still getting multiple offers, right? And we've been talking constantly about this, this bubble that's going to burst is actually the opportunity bubble, right?
Correct.
And that's what we're starting to see. I mean, and it's crazy too, like how fast it is changing. I actually was able to get a client into a house like $50,000 less, right, than what it was listed at. And the following week, the listing agent, I mean, they're sending notice to perform and everything because
they want to raise.
Yeah, they have offers now at like 800 or like 50,000 more. So it's crazy to see just that big change. And I know everybody got a little spooked because the rates went up a little bit, but they're coming right back down.
Right.
And despite them going up, the activity didn't go down.
Yeah. It's because people know they will go down. They know it's a fluke. Everything comes down and has to go up a little bit and then go back down again. And the question now is, with everything that's happening, how much faster are these rates going to drop than what we planned on? We planned on, 5 to 6% this year for interest rates. That would be 5 for FHA and 6% for conventional. I think it's going to go faster than that, a little bit lower faster, because I think what the Fed has done is going to cause more problems, which is that what the Fed was trying to do, slow the market.
Right.
Not the housing market, but just slow overall market. And we would have been here faster, but we had so much money supply from our government throwing billions and trillions of dollars into the market for other stuff they were doing. And that's what's caused. It took forever to get through that. They said it would take till March to get through that. We're seeing that now, the liquidity issues. And that's why these banks are having some issues. And not all banks. It's not the big, huge banks right now, supposedly, but you never know. I heard that one of the big banks right now is going back and say, hey, by the way, we didn't debit and credit you all your money this year, so we're going to do that now.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then
so you might not have as much money in your bank account as you think you do.
And that's why it's like you said, I mean, now that you're starting to see these, the way that it's spooking a lot of people that hold all that money in those banks. I mean, with them like now pulling out, it's, I mean, exactly like you said, I mean, it's what they wanted, right? It is slowing it down. But like you said, it's just rapid rather than what we were expecting, which, I mean, is good for you as a buyer. However, you also do have to realize, and it's been the big thing that we've been trying to get everybody to understand is, get in now while the prices are still low. And those rates we know for certain are going to be coming down. I know, sometimes it could be tough, but we still have the opportunity to right now, even if you do a temporary rate buy down, have the seller pay for it, right? And you don't have to see those high rates.
Right. But it's even right now, the FHA at 6% is not a really, I mean, as an example, is not a really high, and it's mind-boggling from like a few years ago, but it's, if you look at overall where it's been the last month or two, it's not that bad. I mean, it's going to get better than that.
Yeah. No, and that's where you see the people that are taking that chance and going and getting into it right now. Like I said, I mean, I've been able to get some clients in with like 15,000, 20,000 in credits. And yeah, I mean, once we see those rates come down, and we've already seen the pickup without the rates even changing, it was just people got impatient. Now, once we actually start seeing these rates change and people have been in the market and they're telling their friends and their family, like, hey, you should get out there, it's going to get pretty hectic again.
Yep.
So, even if you're in that position where you need to sell to buy, right? Like, it's good to start planning for that now.
Well, they're taking contingent offers like they weren't before. Right. And now you have 45, 60 days is when I'm, before we're going to start seeing one. I'm not giving you closing costs anymore.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to pay me what I want. And then you're going to be, no, I want 5 to 10 grand more than that.
Yeah. No, exactly.
What do I need to do to get this 20 grand? Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, we're going to start seeing people give up their contingencies, things like that, which as a buyer, especially a first time buyer, it's not the most ideal situation.
Right. To give that up.
Right. I mean, you're just assuming a lot of risk.
Yeah. You're assuming that you're going to give your deposit to them.
Right.
That's what you're assuming.
Which, it's like, I mean, it's already, it is a stressful process for most people, right? I mean, there's just so much going on, so many moving pieces that the last thing that you need is to be struggling during that. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see it again. I mean, don't get me wrong. For me, during that time, it was fun. It was like a hunt, right? Like it was a very crazy time. Like, I'm referring to COVID time when everything was super hectic like that. Yeah, it was fun. It was like a hunt like type of thing where it's like you have to go out and then you have to be very aggressive. However, I would always, full disclosure to my clients, tell them, hey, you're overpaying. If you're okay with that, then I'm here to help you get the house, and I will tell you exactly what it takes, but you will be overpaying. You will literally be paying more than what the house is worth by professional advice from a professional appraiser, right?
Right.
So I was always very transparent, but then they gave the green light, and it was crazy to see it.
Right. And again, that had to do with the amount of homes on the market, and we're worse than then.
Yeah.
With the amount of homes on the market, we haven't even gotten back to 2018 or 2019 homes on the market. We're still lower than we were the last couple of years with homes on the market right now. So we need more sellers to get out there and put your houses on the market. If that's what your plan is, we need that, because they're not building houses fast enough. We need 17 million homes built over the next decade to get caught up. And that's nationwide. That's a lot of homes.
Right.
That's a 1.5 at least a year. And they're not even anywhere close to that.
Yeah. And you think of it too, like, a lot of homeowners out there that are listening, right? Like, there's always been that long wait, that waiting period where, you've been saying, oh, well, when is the right time to sell? And like we're saying, there are houses getting multiple offers right now. They are hitting the market, and they are actually flying again, through just the weekend. I mean, 4 or 5 days on market, and they're going pending with multiple offers, with backups and everything.
Let's put it this way. I had a friend of mine who put her house on the market, FSBO, and it went pending in 2 days.
Right.
And she did offer money to the buyer's agent.
Yeah.
And it went pending.
And that's I'm
not saying to do that as a she's just a unique individual.
Yeah.
So she was able to do that where most people couldn't do that.
Right. And that's the thing too, is because, right now, and there's so many people looking, there's a lot of people that are even just saving houses, and they're like, okay, let's wait until a little price drop comes or something. Right. But it's like I'm saying, I mean, that shouldn't be the mentality. A lot of people still are like, oh, well, when's the market going to adjust? It's already adjusted.
You mean, when's it going to adjust? It is adjusting up. Is that what you mean? No,
it's going
down. It did go down about that much for a short period of time, and we told you to get in and buy, and you didn't. And now it's going up, and we're still telling you to go back in and buy.
Right. And that's the thing is, no matter what, moral of the story, and as I always tell everybody, I mean, if you're renting, and you can buy, it makes no sense to continue renting. But especially as well, for those that are in situations where maybe you need to downsize or you need to get into something bigger, whatever it may be. I have someone who I had to take them to a new home because their opportunities are diminishing when a house goes on the market and you're trying to offer and your house isn't even on the market, or even in a position where you can, have it ready to even be shown. Those opportunities are starting to go away. Yes, it's still happening. But sellers and listing agents are demanding, hey, if you're going to be submitting an offer and it's contingent, we need that house on the market, maybe even already in contract. So it's switching. I mean, for a good while, you could just say, hey, I have a house, I need to list it. This is what I'm offering you. This is when we'll be live. And you were good. Right. But it's changing again.
Yeah. And that's just, we stated it was going to come. It's here. It's got here a little bit faster than I thought it would, but I knew it was coming. You can't, I mean, you have two choices. Market can go down forever or it could go back up. It was not going to go down forever because we did not have enough homes built. Yeah. We're so short homes. And I don't think people really understood that whole concept of how we could be so short homes that there wasn't going to be a bubble.
Yeah. No.
So, all right. Anyway, thanks for coming in today. I appreciate it. We're just trying to get across. Now is the time to sell your house. Now is the time to buy your house. Don't wait any longer. If you're trying to buy, you want to get out there now.
100%.
All right, friends. Thanks for coming in and thank you for watching.